Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gex Enter the Gecko playthrough. And, wait, which level is next?
I thought this was Super Noah's Ark 3D. I mean, we were on the 3D first-person shooter thing from so long, so.
Super Noah's Ark 3D. Oh god, that game. You know what the funny thing about that is? id Software, or, well, if they were still called that at the time, they actually approved that because they thought it was funny. It's like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I miss it when all the game companies had like real senses of humor about stuff like that rather than being super anal about everything.
Chex Quest was like...
Wait, what?
Chex Quest. It was a Doom clone that came in
cereal boxes.
Cereal.
Yeah, I played more Doom through Chex Quest than I did through actual Doom when I was a kid.
Oh my god!
But Chex Quest is available online still. You can play it. It still works.
Like,
and
I played all those corny ass Flash games back in the late '90s.
Oh no, it's not a Flash game. It like came in a disc in the box of cereal, and it was it was straight up Doom. But
with Chex.
But with, like, it was an alien fighting Chex, like a human fighting aliens in Chex. I've never played it, but yeah, it's bizarre.
Reminds me of the Burger King games for the 360 when that first came out.
Oh god.
I have those.
I
have those.
Dude, commentary, now.
Yeah, we need to do a commentary of Sneak King.
No, wait, no, save it for a con. We need to do those for a con.
The thing that made Chex Quest great, and I'll probably play it for the channel at some point when we're out of games to play, because it's actually a nice fun novelty. The thing that made Chex Quest great was that it was actually pretty well designed, in spite of being a free game you got in a cereal box, and being, you know, all censored out to be child friendly. Like, you had this sort of zappy remote instead of a gun, and you just teleported your enemies away.
No, you sent them to the Shadow Realm.
It's probably miles better than Cap'n Crunch's Crunchling Adventure, which I know I've mentioned on this channel before, but that was a game I got in a cereal box, and I played it way more than I probably should.
Wasn't that the one where you, like, raise your...
You raise, like, a Captain Crunchberry crunch thing, and, like, you teach it skateboarding and other stuff, and eventually, I don't even remember what the goal of the game was all that well. I should play it again just for fun, but,
Yeah, I think that was just trying to sort of mimic the success of the Chex Quest marketing campaign, because that really was successful.
Yeah, but it was like a good couple of years after, though.
Yeah, I know.
It was like 99, 2000.
Yeah, I know. But oh man, the thing about this part, we're actually probably not going to go on too many tangents in this part, because.
That's a challenge, good sir.
No. The next level, Samurai Night Fever, is one of the most interesting levels in the game. It is simultaneously my favorite level and the level I hate with a fiery passion, because the level design is so good. But the camera... Oh god, the camera. This is where the technical inferiority of Gex Enter the Gecko really bites the game in the butt, and holds it back from being truly excellent. That's not the way. I always get turned around at the central hub. Yeah, the hub world has a hub. It's this center area right here that leads everywhere.
I love this level so much that I forgot where it was at.
I hate you level, but I love you, but I hate you, but I love you.
Oh man. Anyway, at this point in the game, since the monster mouth was open last part, I think it was last part, we can actually go fight Rez whenever we want, so you can actually beat the game without playing the last 3 levels. You can fight Rez without even playing Rezopolis. It's kind of strange. Like, they have a final level, but you don't have to play the final level to fight the final boss.
Huh. Well, I mean, it makes sense in that there's, like, it's the kind of, you get enough thingies you can open up the door, but there are instances like Mario 64 and Mario and Galaxy are the ones that I can remember the best, when the door to the final boss is also the door to the final level.
Yeah.
I guess so they make you play the final level in that way.
Yeah.
In Crash Bandicoot 1, if you get all the gems, you don't have to fight Cortex.
Which is weird because that's not even technically the canon ending. So
Yeah.
Anyway, Samurai Night Fever has a gimmick that it doesn't really explain to you, but it's easy enough to figure out. There's a big gate at the start of the level that's closed, and you can't open it. It's not this gate; it's the other bigger gate off to the right-hand side. You have to hit gongs at the end of each of the 2 other level paths, and if you do that, you open the gates permanently. They stay open even if you... Yeah, this is the gate right here. They stay open even if you leave the level. So it's the one case where, yeah, the level kicks you out when you get a red remote, but you're making progress toward that 3rd red remote anyway.
You're essentially opening level 2 and level 3.
You're opening level 3 by playing levels 1 and 2.
why is that Chinese secret?
What is the ancient Chinese secret?
Get used to this Kung Fu outfit, by the way, because it's what Gex wears in the hub world of Gex 3.
Is the game's hub as related to Kung Fu there as it is to James Bond here?
No. Actually, the hub world in Gex 3 is more of a standard hub world where it's a whole bunch of different environments and whatnot.
Huh.
It's actually a much better and more interesting hub world than the one in this game. Gex 1 had, you know, your Super Mario Brothers style level select screen, whereas this game just sort of tried to mimic Mario 64. Fucking tongue! The tongue is slowing me down. You
know, it's strange, because a lot of games tried to mimic Mario 64, and honestly, I do not like Peach's Castle very much as a hub world.
Well, Peach's Castle is okay as a hub world. It has enough to do that it justifies having a hub world. Whereas the hub world in Gex Enter the Gecko is just sort of a place that you walk through to get to the levels. It's the hub world from Sonic Advance 3, before Sonic Advance 3 happened. It's just sort of there. It exists. There's not really much point to it. The only interesting thing that they do with it is finding the one bonus stage that I did at the beginning of this part. Anyway, these collapsible bridges, just run across them without stopping. Oh yeah, and those rocking seesaw cutting things, run through the middle. They'll never touch you.
Yeah.
Ugh, trying to get the camera to turn precisely in one direction, which you really want to do in this level in particular, is impossible though, because you have to use the shoulder buttons, right? And you would think that if you want to move the camera just a tiny, tiny little bit, you would tap the shoulder button very slightly, very briefly. But no, if you do that, it just goes ka-ching and jumps the camera forward like a whole fucking notch.
Yeah. Because there's no pressure sensitivity.
Yeah, because this is back in the N64 and PlayStation days were not great for camera, because especially on the N64 you had this issue because there was only the buttons. There was no option for analog camera control. But you would like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64, you could only move the camera in notches. You couldn't move it a specific amount if you wanted to, and that's irritating.
Well, you can move it a specific amount, just not a small specific amount. You gotta hold the button, and you can move it freely.
I don't even know if you can do that in Banjo-Kazooie, although, to be fair, I don't ever really move the camera, like, a whole lot in those kinds of games. I only ever move it by small amounts.
That's, thankfully, one of the things they changed in the HD ports for the Banjo games, is giving it proper modern camera control.
Yeah, if you want to play those games, is playing the XBLA or Rare Replay version.
It's the same version.
Yeah, but that's the one you want to go with.
And yet Ted only plays the N64 versions.
I don't have the Rare Replay version. I should get it, because it's probably, like, dirt cheap at this point, but...
Your brothers have an Xbone, so...
Yeah, I should do it, it's just I haven't gotten around to it.
Rare Replay is pretty cheap at this point.
It also would give me a reason to play Conquer.
It was cheap to start.
Yeah, but it's, like, even cheaper now. It's, like, $20.
Dude, it's got the Banjo games and it's got Perfect Dark. That by itself is enough.
It's also got Conquer.
The Conquer's like $200 if you want the N64 cartridge. It's ridiculous.
But like, to be honest, who plays Conquer for the gameplay? It's either for the obnoxiousness of the cutscenes or you're buying it for the collector's value.
Apparently, the gameplay is pretty solid, though. So
Yeah, it's pretty solid from an era when there were tons
Say
and
the
tons of
gameplay
pretty
is all
solid.
it has to offer if you haven't played it back then.
Yeah.
Because, like, look, because to me, if you're going back to Conquer for its writing, it says, I would honestly say it's as bad as Gex in terms of how
I've
dated
never
it is.
played it, but I've looked up stuff. It doesn't seem to be as bad as Gex.
It's not dated, but it's a 90s game trying to be obnoxious and quote unquote
Well,
mature.
Yeah, to be fair, the stuff it references are more timeless, with one or two exceptions, but...
Like, no, here's the thing is that you're allowed there, since they were allowed to swear, they were allowed to go all out, I guess is the thing. So you still get stuff like the Great Mighty Pooh or the Drunk Scarecrow and things like that. Like, I still think that the writing, like, it's not grade A, but it's still pretty alright, I think, from what I've seen. Again, I haven't played the game myself.
You remember that time when Nintendo tried to not publish Conquer without looking like they were trying to not publish Conquer?
Yeah, they just didn't mention it at all in Nintendo Power for whatever reason.
Nintendo wonders why they're considered the kiddie company.
Oh well. In any case. Anyway, I'm going back down this pathway because I missed something.
Gasp.
No, you really want to find out what that ancient Chinese secret is. Come on, don't lie to me.
There is a secret.
Cool. I hope it's of the ancient Chinese variety.
Well, it's a secret in an ancient Chinese level.
Is it as good as ancient Chinese proverb?
And has Mei Ling quoted it yet?
Anyway, I'm looking around here because I actually read this in a guide. You're supposed to look around where there are two vases to smash. The thing is that there are two places in this little area that match that description, and the others way over there. Also, notice that the draw distance here is much farther than it is in a level that we'll be seeing later. They actually did reduce the draw distance in a specific level to make the game harder. Phew.
Konami, we meet again. Oh wait, well, Silent Hill was more actually them just coming up with a lame excuse to have
That was
drug.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, these two vases are your map marker here.
More priceless Ming vases.
I'm just gonna get an extra life in case this goes badly for me, because this is the most dickish secret in the game, and I
You
don't
have
like
67 of them.
I have-
70 now,
thi-
actually.
This is the one that I was puzzled about, that I didn't know that I can't think for the life of me how, as a child, I found this. I remember finding it, because the moment I found it again, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. That was bullshit.
That's bullshit.
The
Fuck
hidden
bullshit.
silver remote is down here. You see this climbable wall?
Yeah. You just get a glimmer of that in the corner of your eye, and it's like, oh, wait.
Yeah. And there's no way back up. You have to use this bullshit random teleporter that only appears here.
It's like, Teddy, you want to take him away back up. It's like, just fucking teleport over. We gotta meet a budget.
Ah! Ow. Lava. Ugh.
That was an ancient Chinese secret.
It was a modern Chinese secret. They were running out of cash.
You know, since important gecko appendages do grow back, you could just cut off your tail and see if roast gecko tastes good.
I don't know. Even if like my arm could grow back, I don't know if I'd want to eat it. Like, I'd have to be really desperate, I think.
Man, the only time I ever read about self-cannibalism was in a Stephen King short novel. Ugh, that was creepy. It was told in like first-person diary mode too, so you got to read about this guy losing his mind as he started to eat his fingers at the very end, which is obviously
Well,
the point
wait,
where
how
the
did-
story ends, because
Oh, you can't write anymore.
yeah, he just
I was gonna ask.
he's a gibbering mess by the end of it, and he talks about how he's about to eat his fingers, and that's where the story ends.
Itchy tasty.
Yeah, I was actually about to bring that up.
Oh man, it's not far off from how that was written either. It's the same kind of mental degeneration in the writing, you know.
Same kind of level as Until Dawn, is it?
I haven't played Until Dawn, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Is Until Dawn the I forget what it's
The
the
basically
one.
choose your own adventure game.
It's the teenage horror game.
It's the one that everybody was
It's the
streaming,
interactive
right?
game set up as a teenage horror. It's an interactive game similar to like Heavy Rain
Yeah.
or Fahrenheit 401. No, Indigo Prophecy was it?
Yeah, Indigo Prophecy in one territory,
fuck.
Fahrenheit something in another. I don't remember which one's which.
Fuck! I just fell off. And actually, I think Indigo Prophecy was more of a standard walking around and doing things game. Anyway, yeah. I fell.
What's the deal with geckos?
I fell off that area and fell back to the beginning, but on my way back up, I died like 6 or 7 times, and actually collected enough collectibles to get the silver remote along the way. So yeah,
Okay.
woo. Anyway, this is the second path through this level. The design is fucking amazing, but the gameplay doesn't do it justice. The camera is going to fuck you over so much, as are the physics for Gex's tongue grip thing, where he climbs up. Yeah, this is what happens all the fucking time, and I got really lucky here because it didn't kill me.
Yeah, it looks like you should just be able to grab it, but guess not.
Okay, manual camera. So make this slightly less painful. No, there are no walls here. In fact, the camera still finds ways to get stuck from time to time. But,
Oh, this air is so thick.
oh man. So yeah, this entire section is really, really slippery and precarious with Gex's controls. It would be amazing if it controlled more like Banjo-Kazooie, and the camera weren't so dickish. But this entire level is one of the most memorable parts of the game. Oh, fuck.
Ooh,
Oh,
jeez.
fuck. I made it. Okay. I made it. We're good.
I don't know how, but
Well, it started swinging back, and that canceled out the momentum problem. Woo.
Why'd you long jump? You don't need the long jump. Why are you making things happen?
Because the long jump is an excellent way to get past a lot of the bullshit in this game. Okay, Red Ninja. Red Ninja. Gotta get past this Red Ninja. Alright. I'm feeling pretty badass.
He wants to die.
I'm feeling pretty badass right now. This was a really successful run through this area. Nothing
Shut up.
Nothing could
You see, you're tipping
possibly
your hand too much.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
what could possibly go wrong?
Oh no. Ah!
Jesus Christ! Stop!
Fuck!
Stop it!
I died with an invincibility power-up.
I love this goddamn sound.
Hello, Newman.
Well, you know, I figured a reference to a famous comedian in a game voiced by a different famous comedian would be fitting.
Is there a Seinfeld video game? Like
I'm sure there is.
I know there's a B-movie video game, which might be the closest thing we've got, but
I'm sure there is. There's a video game for everything.
Watch it not even be Seinfeld voicing that, and just some sort of sound alike.
if they don't reuse voice clips from the movie, then I'm sure it's not Seinfeld voicing it. Like, I was actually really surprised when I was replaying the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game Shut Up, It's Good earlier, and Scarlett Johansson actually does voice her character in the video game, and I'm surprised they got an actress that big to do that. So yeah, it was weird.
Oh, you mean the Major's in it?
Ghost in the Shell. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I got that. Actually, the trailer for that looks pretty good. I'm gonna probably watch it.
Oh shit! I didn't realize we were commenting on Kingdom Hearts already.
Not all anime is Kingdom Hearts, John. Jeez, even if it feels like it sometimes.
Anyway, that second, and no, yeah, Ghost in the Shell is actually one of the really, really good ones. Well, depending on which version of Ghost in the Shell you're watching, I mean, there's Ghost in the Shell, there's the sequel that doesn't have Makoto Kusanagi in it for some reason. There's
Well, she's in it, just not very much.
Then there's a Rise standalone complex, which is a completely different, which is the anime series that everyone references for evidence that the Major might not be, you know, visually Japanese.
Last time I was here, I was dressed as a woman. Yes.
But oh god, the pathway I'm supposed to be following, it just disappeared. Draw distance, please.
No time to waste.
I like how the game world just sort of fades in and out as you move. It's the kind of thing that's an intentional gameplay element in newer games, but it's just sort of a creepy graphical effect here. But yeah, this is the pathway number 3, which is actually one of the easiest ones, so I'm not really sure why it's the last of the 3.
They took a pity on you.
The timing for the swing and the scythe blade are kind of off. So you gotta sort of wait for them to line up in a way that's not gonna get you killed. The camera here is annoying.
Camera looks annoying in this game in general.
No, I mean, like, it gets stuck behind that tower. There's no way they couldn't have noticed that during playtesting. Get rid of that fucking tower. Ugh.
I'm looking at this gameplay, and all I'm thinking of is a Breath of the Wild shrine I saw earlier today. Oh, God.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The only thing is that all the platforms were metal, so you had to swing them yourself using magnesis.
Yeah. 120 shrines, all of them unique. It's like they put a Mario game inside of a Zelda game.
Well, all of them. There's like 5 major tests of strength and minor tests.
I know,
of
I'm
strength
kidding.
And whatever. I think they do at least try to have all of them use different weapons, so they're technically a little bit different. But...
Yeah, I know. And some of them are just like the challenge is getting to them, and they just give you what you want.
Those ones are actually some of my favorites, unless your name is Eventide Island. In that case, screw you. You expect me to fight a Hinox with no weapons? Screw off, Nintendo. What I actually ended up doing for that was I woke it up, and then as it was walking
spoilers!
up the hill...
I haven't played Eventide yet.
Actually, best thing to do is, this really isn't a spoiler for Eventide, because it's basically a good way to fight them in general. Is if you know it's going to be storming out, just wait for it to start storming with lightning, drop a metal weapon near them, and then just watch it with lightning strike them.
Well, I was actually able to get it into a stun lock with bombs. Like I'd throw a round bomb, then a square bomb, then a round bomb, then a square bomb. And since I had it upgraded, the recharge time was just long enough that his stun animation would end right as I was able to throw the next one. So it took like 10 minutes, but I did it.
Throwing a metal weapon and using it to attract lightning is something that I didn't know until I watched Nintendo's making of video.
It's actually how you're supposed to open up one of the shrines. I won't say which one, just so you can figure it out. But
okay. Anyway, away from Zelda.
For that one, I just let myself
Away from Zelda.
get.
I just spent the entire week editing a 2.5-hour discussion for Zelda. I'm having Vietnam flashbacks.
You're never too young to have a Vietnam flashback.
Even if Vietnam ended 20 years before you were born.
Never too young to have a Vietnam flashback.
Anyway, yeah, this tower is pretty interesting. It's pretty fun, and it's over. We talked over it.
Hooray.
BrainScratch commentaries, ladies and gentlemen.
It's what we do.
So is anybody going to question why there's a Jumbotron on the top of a Chinese castle?
That's the ancient Chinese secret.
Ow! I was trying to dodge, but I slid down the roof.
Can't you just stand on the platform and not kill him?
I was actually trying to jump on the button, and it didn't happen. So, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was just bad luck on my part. But you know, I had this whole speech planned about how Gex Enter the Gecko does a great job at making its reiterated level themes unique, and I was going to use that tower as my guiding light toward proving that point. Oh, now the boss is available. Okay. I was wrong at the beginning of the part. You could only play Rezopolis at that point. Well, now you can fight Rez. There you go.